This is vintage footage from one of the early Grateful Dead concerts. The Dead, of course, began their career as perhaps the ultimate psychedelic rock band of the 1960s. And over the years, this group has inspired a legion of almost obsessively loyal fans who call themselves Deadheads. Today, after 23 years of making music, the Dead are very much alive and well. Their last album, Into the Dark, was their best-selling ever, and the single Touch of Grey became their first top 40 hit. They sing it at a constant speed. On September 24th, the Grateful Dead are going to headline a benefit concert at Madison Square Garden here in New York to support preservation of the world's rainforest. And yesterday I asked Jerry Garcia, the Grateful Dead's lead guitarist, about the band's commitment to the rainforest cause.
We're doing it from the point of view of entertainers, obviously. We're not scientists, we're not ecologists or environmentalists or any of the rest of that.
Well, it's interesting. You guys have been around. I mean, you came a little after Bill Haley, but not much.
Yeah.
But you guys have been around for a long time, and this is the first time really you've gotten involved in something like this, right?
Well,
an issue.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Normally we don't tie ourselves to an issue, mostly because most of the stuff that's been around to get involved with has a political tints of one kind or another, which we've been reluctant to. When you're in a position where you have power, you know. The audience cares about what we think or what we say. We've been anxious to not misdirect them or mislead them, or you know what I mean?
Did you guys discuss this among yourselves? I mean, so many groups getting involved in so many different charities. Did you get worried that there's sort of a charity burnout on the part of fans?
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the reasons why we've been very careful about this in the past. We have a foundation at home that addresses local matters in the area that we live in. That is to say, the homeless, all the usual stuff, poor people, people in trouble of one sort or another. We like direct action, hands-on kind of ways of dealing with this. We've raised money 2 or 3 times a year but on our own till. The idea of going out into the larger world and doing something, this has to do with us addressing this as world citizens. We're trying to say to our fans, to Deadheads, and to whoever can listen, this is a complex and subtle problem, and it's imminently life-threatening. We don't have a lot of time left on this, possibly 50 years tops. And when this runs out, that's it, you know. There's no going back. It doesn't regrow, you know what I mean? So if you care about your kids, you care about the future, you know, we have to address this now.
Right. You mentioned the Deadheads, and I can't let you go without some questions about that. And one thing I've always wanted to ask you, because we see the Deadheads at the fanatical fans that you've had for so long. What's your view of them? I know their view of you. They'll follow you guys anywhere. Your view of them?
They pay the rent, man. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, they keep us going. I mean, without them, we couldn't do what we do on every level.
But so few groups that have that kind of attachment from fans.
Yeah, well, as a performer, it's been surprising to me ever since the first people stayed, you know, to listen to the music. You know, they used to walk out, you know, we'd start up and they'd be gone, you know. Then somewhere along the line they started staying, and ever since then I've been amazed. But so you have to talk to a Deadhead to find out why they're staying, you know, in such large numbers.
It's sobering to realize that some of these kids following you guys now were born after you started.
Yeah, some of them were born after the Vietnamese War, you know. I mean, if you really want a cold shot, you know.
Yeah.
So we have 13, 14-year-olds now that, you know, their reality is so different from our perceptions.
You were really for a long time, I guess it's a fair designation, a cult band, right? You like that term?
I guess we probably still are a cult band. I mean, I don't see a huge difference in the experience, except that, of course, the huge numbers of people.
Some people say you're going mainstream. I'm never sure quite what the difference is, but
the experience at our shows is pretty much the same experience it's been all along, with the exception, the possible difference that we're a little better at it than we used to be.
You having as much fun?
More than ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
We're just starting to get good at this now, you know. Now it's starting to get to be where we wished it were 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Is that what it takes? 25 years to get
for us?
Their fans think they've been pretty good at it for a long time. It's now 5 minutes before the hour. We'll be right back after.